person and those joining us online, as this meeting is being live streamed. I do declare this official council meeting open at 5:30. And in doing so, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, the Noongar Wadandi people, and their continuing connection to land, waters and community. We pay our respects to all members of the Aboriginal community and to their culture and elders past, present and emerging. And I will just make an announcement to acknowledge the tragic and senseless attack that we've witnessed on our East Coast. For a time that many of us are celebrating and spending time with our loved one families, our thoughts are clearly with the victims that is going on over there. We sincerely condone any act of violence, any act of hate, and this is something that nobody should have to go through. So I think it's only prudent that as a city we'll have a moment's silence to reflect on this awful tragedy. Thank you all. As I said, there's no place for violence or hatred in our society. And over moments like this, it's important that we reaffirm our shared values of respect, safety and care for one another. So now more than ever, please spend quality time with your loved ones. Thank you. All elected members are here. Our CEO is unfortunately an apology, and we have our acting CEO, Karen, joining us. Thank you. I've received one declaration of interest, councillors, and that is on item 15.1.1, Councillor Gassop. That is highlighted on the screen, and Councillor Gassop will leave the room for that particular item. Is there any other declaration of interest for tonight's meeting, councillors? Thank you. We have received some requests for public question time. I did receive these questions. I'm not sure if we have full responses yet, but we certainly will get them on record and recorded too. But I'll ask Marie Golden to join us first. Thank you. Or you can both join us if you'd like to at the same time, or either other. Well, I'll get you to ask your questions. I'll respond probably at a high level if I can, but we'll obviously take them on notice as well. Oh yeah, sorry, and that mic's not working still. We've got a handheld mic there. Sorry, Marie. Thank you. That's the one.
Okay, right. Good evening, everyone. Mayor Miguel, councillors, members of the public. My name is Marie Goulden from 21 Pearce Road, Australind, and I have 3 questions. Question 1, can council audit and activate vacant residential and government buildings for crisis accommodation? Question 2, would council report publicly on housing wait lists, vacancy rates and service gaps so the community can see the progress and hold you accountable? Question 3, will the council commit immediate funding for an emergency homeless shelter with the support of government and or community stakeholders? Thank you.
Thanks, Marie. As I said, we will take those noted and respond to you in writing and get them recorded in the minutes as well. I don't have responses for those questions at the moment. Thanks, Marie. Thank you. Oh, sorry, and then, sorry, Jane, and we'll also invite Dr. Jane Anderson, who also has questions. Thank you, Jane.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. So my 3 questions are, in April 2024, Council unanimously resolved to advocate to the state government for a homeless shelter in Bunbury. Can the CEO or Mayor detail every advocacy action taken by the city since the resolution, including dates, correspondence, meetings and outcomes? The second question, does the city have a documented advocacy plan for securing a homeless shelter? Yes or no? And if so, when was it last reviewed and by whom? Question 3. If there is no active advocacy plan, how does council justify the 18-month gap between the resolution and the lack of visible progress, particularly in light of rising homelessness evident in the CBD and elsewhere in Bunbury?
Thank you, Dr. Anderson. And as I mentioned, they'll also take those on notices. We'll need to get a response from some of those, and we'll provide that to you, and it will be in the minutes of this agenda next week. Thank you. At the next meeting, sorry. Confirmation of minutes from the ordinary council meeting. Could I have somebody move that they are true and accurate? Thank you, Councillor Kozisek. Is there a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Ramesh. I'll put that. Those in favour, please indicate. That's carried unanimously. Thank you. I don't believe we've received any petitions, councillors, and there are no presentations or deputations received either. So the council meeting for tonight, at this stage, councillors, coming out for discussion and voting is 10.3.1 and 10.3.2 and 10.3.3, which all do require representatives to that. And item 15.1.1 will also be dealt with. Was there any other items that councillors would like to discuss? If that's the case, is somebody happy to remove the remainder moved on block? Thanks, Councillor Kozisek. The seconder. Thanks, Councillor Quain. I'll put that. Those in favour, please indicate. That's carried. Thank you. So we'll move along to 10.3.1. So, councillors and those who are joining us, please bear with us through this process. We're going to deal with these items one by one as we need to get our representatives correct on here. We currently have vacancies, of course, for these committees. We have some nominees come through already, but I'll take nominees from the floor. If there's more nominees than required vacancies, I'm happy to entertain each time if somebody wants to move an amendment to change that. But we'll deal with each one of those items when we get through it from there. So we'll be a little bit over the place at the moment, so please bear with me, but we'll deal with them one by one. So we'll deal with item 1 first, and that is appointing myself and Councillor Broad, Kozisek, Quain and Ramesh to the performance review. Now, previously this committee has had an additional member. We do have less numbers now, so if I'm happy for it to be reduced, but if anyone, is there any other nominees who would like to be on the CEO Performance Review panel? We do have one more vacancy on there. Councillor Brown? Any other nominees for that particular panel? Okay, that's an easy one. If we can fill those names in there, please, minute taker. Perfect. What we'll do, we'll just, rather than vote on each one, we'll get each one of the ones sort of agreed on, and then we'll move the exec recommendation to the full at the end. So if there's no other nominations for that particular CEO Performance Review panel, that's great. We'll move along to the next one. The Heritage Advisory Committee, there are 3 vacancies and 3 nominations. Are there any other nominations? Going smoothly. Besides, the minute takers having a bit of fun. Right, the one other thing we do need to do here, councillors, is that under the local government reform that changed, council endorses the presiding member, not the committee. So we do need to appoint a councillor as presiding member out of those 3. Is there any nominations to be that presiding member? Councillor Kozisek, Councillor Smith. So, okay. So we have 2 nominees to be presiding member. We'll have to have a vote. All right. And let's we'll pause for a moment. I think we have voting slips in our positions, in our drawers. So councillors, we are voting on this one for the presiding member of the Heritage Advisory Committee. And we have nominations from Councillor Kozisek and Councillor Smith. One vote. You might need to just help. Thanks. Thank you. I can see you. Thank you. Do you need to declare it or? Oh, okay. So, Councillor Kozisek has been voted to be chair of that member. So if we fill Councillor Kozisek in there as presiding member, that's great. Probably keep this bit of paper in case we need another one in a moment. So we're on to item 3, which is appointing councillors to the Policy and Review Development Committee. So there are 5 vacancies on there. We have received 6 nominations. There was 7 initially on a bit of paperwork, but Councillor Ramesh has indicated he's happy to not nominate himself. Is there any other nominations or anyone who wants, who's happy to stand out? Thanks, Councillor Turner. So Councillor Turner. Is there any other nominations? If that's the case, we can fill those names into that item. And while we're working through that, minute taker, we'll just, is there some nominations for chair of this committee? Councillor Kozisek is nominated as a chair. Councillor Quain has nominated as a chair. Is there any other nominations for chair of the Policy and Review Development Committee? Okay, great. If there's no other nominations, we need to have another vote, and this will be a voting for the chair of the Policy Review and Development Committee, and you are voting between Councillor Kozisek or Councillor Quain for that position. Let's vote again. Hope we've got enough bits of paper. Let's see it. Well, that would make sense, of course. The election of that, I'll declare that Councillor Kozisek has been appointed as chair of the, or as presiding member of the Policy Review and Development Committee. Thank you. So there are our committees, councillors. The other ones that are advisory groups don't require chairs, so we don't need to go through that process, but we do need to continue to fill these vacancies. So item 4, we have the Bunbury Events Advisory Group, and we have 3 nominations for that particular group, or those 3 vacancies. Are there any other nominations for that group? If that's the case, we can fill that through that. The next item is item 5, which is the Disability Access and Inclusion Advisory Group. Again, 3 vacancies, 3 nominations. Are there any further nominations for this particular group? Great, if that's the case, we'll fill those names in. Thank you. The item 6 is for the Youth Advisory Committee, and we do have 2 nominations for that, being Councillor Broad and Councillor Brown. Is there any other nominees for that particular group? Thank you. Item 7, again 2 vacancies, 2 nominations, Councillor Ramesh and Councillor Turner. Are there any other nominations for the Climate Action and Sustainability Advisory Group? Thank you. Community Safety Advisory Group, as myself, and then 3 vacancies being Councillor Gacept, Quain and Turner. Is there any other nominations from the floor? Thank you. Okay, so the initial the initial City Centre Advisory Group did have the terms and references around 1 member. We indicated last week that we could very easily move that to 2, but happy to, we have 6 nominations, I should say, for that particular group. I did notice there was somebody indicated they would like to see an increase to the representatives. Happy to open to the floor. Councillor Kozisek, did you indicate you might have had an amendment to that? So you'd appoint councillors and have 3 vacancies in that group. I just checked quickly with governance, and there isn't. Would this have to update the terms of reference, or are we going to just appoint 3 councillors if we agree on that? And through the CEO, I should say, of course, through the acting CEO.
Yeah, through you, Mr Mayor, or to you, Mr Mayor, I should say. There's no problem with that. Should council wish to appoint 2 or more members to that committee, we'll just update the terms of reference accordingly as a result of tonight's decision.
Okay, so Councillor Kozisek has moved an amendment that will have 3 councillors. Is there a seconder to that particular motion?
I'll move, Mr Mayor, and also can I withdraw my name from that?
Okay, no worries. Thanks, Councillor Smith. So Councillor Smith is happy to second that particular recommendation. So we might, I'm just thinking how we actually work on this minute take. We should probably just need an amendment below that. I'll take the advice from the acting CEO through governance on how we just deal with that item, and we just put an amendment through there.
Yeah, through you, Mayor, I think we can deal with that procedurally. So
right.
If the motion is to increase the membership to 3 members, we'll just take that without it necessarily having to be on screen, if that's
Right.
okay.
Great. Okay, I'll put that we allow 3 members. Those in favour, please indicate. That's carried unanimously. No worries. So we're going to have 3 gaps in there. We have had Councillor Smith withdraw her nomination, so we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nominations. Are there any other nominations for this group? No problem. So we will go to a vote. We are voting for 3 members. So in this case, again, it's not preferential voting. You can vote 3 times, up to 3 times. You can vote once if you want, but you can vote up to 3 times, and the acting CEO and manager of governance will run a ballot for the top 3 names will be our appointees on there. So back to the voting. Thank you. We have a result, and the result of that being the 3 representatives will be Councillor Broad, Councillor Brown and Councillor Kozisek. Fill those names in. So, councillors, that's now filled in all those names through the processes we've done there. We'll just come back up to the top, thanks, minute taker, of this item. So, we now have all those items, so if somebody is now happy to move that recommendation. Thank you, Councillor Kozisek. Is there a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Brown. Councillor Broad. Is there likely to be any debate on this item, councillors? If not, I'll put it. Those in favour, please indicate. Thank you, and that is our representatives on those internal committees and advisory groups, and there are still a couple to come back in the new year. Thank you. We now have our external committees, so councillors, there is no opportunity here to change our representative numbers. So again, if we need to work our way through it, we'll go through the voting process. So we'll do the same process we just worked our way through, and we'll deal with item 1. We do have 2 nominees. We do need a representative and a deputy member. I think there may have actually been... Councillor Broad was happy to nominate as deputy only, and Councillor Ramesh was happy to nominate as the member. Was there any other nominations from the floor? Thank you. We have 1 nomination for Councillor Broad as the member of the Bunbury-Alcoa Accord. We haven't received... Is there any other nominations? Councillor Quain, you happy to be a nomination or are you happy to be a deputy? Thank you, Councillor Quain. Is there any other nominations for either the member or the deputy? Great, thank you. We'll fill those ones in. We have received 2 nominations for member of the Bunbury Geograph Seniors. So these are both nominees for the member. Are you...
Mr Mayor, I'm happy to be deputy.
Happy to be deputy. Thank you very much, Councillor Smith. If that's the case, we can get Councillor Quain as the member. Is there any other nominations for either the member or the deputy? Thank you. We have 1 nomination for the Bunbury Port Community Council. Standing down, thank you. Is there any other nominations to be on that committee? Thank you. We'll put in Councillor Brown's name in there. We might be missing names there for number 5 because we did have 2 nominees for that as well, which was Councillor Broad and Councillor Brown. It's on here. Were you both looking at members, or one of you is happy to be... Councillor Brown is happy to be deputy member, Councillor Broad to be member. Is there any other nominations from the floor on that? Thank you. I think we might be at a little bit of whack minute taker with these ones because the Morrissey Homestead nominations, we'd received 1 nomination for Councillor Gassop on this. That's better.
Mr Mayor, I'm happy to be deputy if you need one. Thank you.
We do need one. If you're happy to do that, I'll see. But is there any other nominations for a deputy member or a member? No, that's fine. Thank you very much. Parent Naturalist, we have received a nomination from Councillor Smith as the member. Is there anyone else like to nominate as a member, or is there someone like to be nominated as the deputy member? Councillor Quain is the deputy. Thank you very much, Councillor Quain. I am the representative of Regional Capitals WA. I was also just re-elected as chair of that group, so it'd be weird if I wasn't our representative, but could happen. The Bunbury Geograph Economic Alliance, Councillor Brown indicated you'd be a deputy on that. Thank you. Any other nominations for deputy? Thank you. South 32, we have nominations for Councillor Brown and Councillor Broad as the deputy. Councillor Broad, you've put deputy on your form or proxy.
I think I feel like I've got a lot of commitments and I'd be concerned that I have been in my previous role with South 32, so
Councillor Brown, happy to be on that member? Well, is there any other nominations for the member on that group? I've got a feeling you might take it if you want it. Thank you, Councillor Brown. That's it? Great. So we'll go back to the top to that one. Thank you, councillors. Somebody happy to move that executive recommendation? Is there a question first, Councillor
Yeah,
Smith?
reconciliation action.
That's next item. It's a separate item, Councillor Smith.
Thank you.
Councillor Ramesh, thank you. Seconder, Councillor Broad. Not likely to be any debate on that, councillors. If that's the case, I'll put it. Please indicate. Thank you. That's carried unanimously. Thank you. Now we're dealing with that item, Councillor Smith. So the Reconciliation Action Plan, this is a new group, have received note from Councillor Ramesh would like to nominate for this group. Is there any other nominations? Councillor Quain
I will as well, Mr Mayor, thank you.
and Councillor Smith would also like to nominate for that group.
In fact,
Sure. Is there any other nominations to be on this advisory group? If that's the case, we can get Councillor Ramesh and Councillor Quain into that item. Okay, somebody happy to move that executive recommendation? Councillor Quain, seconded. Councillor Broad, thank you. I'll put that. Those in favour, please indicate. That's carried unanimously. Thank you. Thank you, councillors and members of the public, for your patience through that process. That's obviously dealing with an important step of our committees and advisory groups, and as I said, there's still a few more to work our way through in the new year. So, this does bring us to item 15, which is a confidential item due to some commercial confidence in this particular item. So could I have somebody move that we move behind closed doors to deal with this item? Thank you, Councillor Brown, seconded by Councillor Quain. I'll put that. Those in favour, please indicate. Thank you. You can vote on that one, Councillor Gassop, and I'll ask you, Councillor Gassop, to, along with the members of the public, we're dealing with an item Welcome back. While we're behind closed doors, council agreed, and this isn't going to give you a huge amount, but council agrees that we note the business case for possible land acquisitions and agrees to option 1 as identified within the business case report as amended. That was moved by Councillor Kozisek and seconded by Councillor Turner and carried unanimously. Again, we can't give much information around that. There's still commercial confidence information within that report. Thank you very much for your attendance. This just does bring us to a close of the meeting. I would like to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And those who are spending time with their family and friends, please enjoy it. Hope you all keep very safe and look forward to seeing you all very, very soon. Thank you. Declare this meeting closed at 6:25.